AI content will rank on page 1, but will not.
Okay, new study by SEMrush looked at 42,000 pages, 20,000 keywords. They found AI content will rank on page 1, but it will not rank, or rarely ranks, number 1. Positions 1 through 4 were almost exclusively human-written content.
Wow.
Now, yes, that's huge, right? So that's, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. If your strategy
Thanks for listening.
If your strategy is to mass roll out AI content, okay, fine. But once it starts to get rankings and it's an important keyword, it's time to rethink that strategy. It's time to redo that content, human-written content, make sure it's flagging as human-written content. So let's dive into what they actually found. Like I said, 42,000 pages that were looked at. That's a fairly large study. They found that position 1 was held by human-written content 80% of the time.
Wow.
80%. So that's significant. It's very hard to crack number 1 with AI content. They found that positions 1 through 4, AI content clusters in lower page 1 positions, nearly doubling from positions 1 to 4. So the bottom of page 1 is up for grabs. AI content can rank in that spot. But once you hit the top 4, that's where it gets pretty competitive. That's where most of the clicks go anyway. You're not getting a lot of clicks if you're in the 9th position, right? Okay, a few other things about this, and some of these things probably lead into why it's number 1 overall. It might not just be that Google's like, yes, this is human written. Okay, position 5, who cares? AI content, here you go. But AI content earned 61% fewer backlinks. So is this because
chicken or the egg?
Yeah, is this so? Well, even going a further step, is this because like other publishers are like, oh, this is AI content, I'm not going to link to it, or is this because a lot of the AI content is mass produced, and so you're spending less time actually going and building backlinks for it? So which, where does that actually come from? So that's a key part right there. The backlinks, if the backlinks increase the AI content, perhaps this would start to change a bit. But in my opinion, this is pretty simple. Focus content, the content you really want to rank. It's not to say you shouldn't use AI, but it shouldn't be 100% AI. I think that's probably should go for all your content. But if you're doing a lot of AI content, you can produce really good content with AI. Anyone who says otherwise is not very good at prompting. But once you're focusing on getting that to the top few spots on Google, that should be human edited, making sure that you're passing AI. We use Pangram for this to make sure that I think that's the number 1 tool right now for checking. And that needs to be a key part. What do you think about that? Yeah.
I think that's interesting. Some questions. Number 1, it's a huge sample size, so I'm wondering what it was that they used in order to determine if each page was human or AI written, because that's a huge basis of the study. Like, as you know, we use Pangram. We can make it pass with AI written content. We can use AI to rewrite content to make it pass. We've written content which we've written 100% ourselves, and it's flagged as AI. So it's all over the place. So firstly, I'm wondering, is that within the report of the study?
I'm not sure what they actually used, and that does just say that like the top couple spots could be better AI content. I think there's always going to be people who are a bit ahead of the curve. Like the new tools come out, it becomes harder to get past those and show up as human written content. But there's always people who are really good at that, and they're going to be a little bit ahead. So there's probably some of that. There's probably some AI content that is just passing as human content. But I think for most people that shouldn't be the takeaway. That shouldn't be like, I will get better I will be top 1% at producing AI content. It's just those really important pages, just write them as human. I know there's a lot of talk of you can write it yourself and it will flag as AI, but in my experience, that's not so much the case. I think like everything I write myself, maybe it's because I'm a bad writer and AI writes much better, it is able to pass quite easily. So that's, in my opinion, focus pages, those important pages that you need to rank. use AI to help you research. Make sure you have top quality content or top quality ideas, research in there, but then human edit.
Okay. And then my next question would be, was there any information given on the keywords that they looked at? Because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter at the minute, especially in local SEO, producing AI content and ranking because the competition is so low. So as soon as we enter the territory of competitive keywords, you would expect exceptional content to be what takes the top spot.
Yeah, I would assume that this looked at more competitive because SEMrush is a SEO tool, so they have all the data. It would make sense for them to look at keywords that were more competitive. If they're looking at keywords with no search volume and no competition, it's not that interesting of a study. So I would assume more competitive. And that is like a lot of these things where you see people are like, I created this AI content and it ranked in 24 hours. If you target a keyword that no one searches for and no one else is competing for, yes, you can do that quite easily. But let's say you're a law firm and you're going after one of your most important phrases, right? You're a personal injury attorney and you're targeting, what to do in an accident in this city, blah, blah, blah. That's content you don't want AI written. Yes, use AI to help cover every angle, make sure you've checked all the boxes, but you need to inject your own expertise into that content. It needs to have your own experience. It needs to be written in your voice, and I think that's really what you need to do.
I think that the research element is the giveaway to an extent. Like, I still consume blog content for certain areas of my life that I'm researching or looking into, and if I'm consuming a really well crafted piece of content which I've discovered via Google from the top couple of spots on their SERPs, you really know it's been written by a human. Not just from the style and the tone, but the actual content, what they're actually talking about from their experience, how they've weaved it together. It's like an AI, even the best AI wouldn't have been able to have done it because it's just beautifully written.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, and it makes me think of one other thing as well. So, usually those top 4 spots, they are dominated by the bigger brands, right? So they're less likely to use AI, or at least more likely to have completely human-edited content. But you're right, there will be people who point out loads and loads of examples. But on the whole, I think the top couple spots do always tend to be quality content. Google has gotten pretty good at selecting what people want to actually read, and it's that personal point of view. I think that's an expertise. So part of that ranking is that people land on that content and they read it. They don't go back. So there's a lot of things that go into how do you actually rank in the top couple spots. And all of those things benefit, all of the ranking factors benefit from human written content with a personal point of view and some experience injected into it.
Yeah, agreed. And also there is always the exemption to the rule. I posted recently that I'd seen on Twitter, someone posted that the search query Artemis 2 tracker was an exact match domain was outranking NASA for that phrase. So
yeah, but to be fair, that's a tool that does one thing.
Yeah,
it tracks the NASA. What was it? What's the
name of this ship? Artemis.
Artemis. It tracks Artemis. So it's a good fit, right? It's not it's a long how-to article.
True.
Yeah,
but it will be interesting to see where this goes in the next sort of 6 months to 12 months to 2 years, just because we hear about this LLM degradation. It's just reabsorbing its own rubbish, and AI is just going to become worse and worse, like a race to the bottom in terms of quality. And then what is it that you're consuming? I know if I want a fast answer that's factual, I'll use AI. If I want to dive into, I was looking at ways to soundproof my bedroom the other day, but I didn't want AI to tell me. I wanted to see some bloke with loads of pictures that had written a blog that I could read and dive into. So
right,
it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, this is a don't cut your entire content team. You should still have somebody on your team who creates the content.
Yeah, agreed.